Installing the ZF 5HP19 FLA transmission on a 1.8T Audi A4. When you put your torque converter in position, you're going to measure from the surface area of the bolt to the surface area of the transmission bell housing. The specification is about 23 millimeters. We're going to use this shim, which adds about 1.3 millimeters. So we should read around 24.3. And we are about 24.6. The thing to note here is that the first splines engage at around 11 millimeters. You do not want to stay in those first splines or the transmission fluid pump is going to be destroyed. So once you're in the 24 millimeter area, you know that all splines are engaged. When reconnecting the transmission to the engine, make sure none of the wires are pinched. You're going to align two dowels. They're labeled as A on this chart. This chart also includes both bolt length. So in case you mixed any of these up, the length is shown here. Also, the torque specification is here. So now, let's torque these bolts to specification. Some of these engine to transmission bolts hold brackets. This bolt holds the bracket that secures two connectors, one of those connectors being the transmission control module connector. This bolt up here secures a bracket that secures this connector up here, a connector with a red wire. At the passenger side, this bolt holds the bracket that supplies power and ground to the starter motor. Don't be confused by that bolt hole. The top bolt is hidden. The transmission removal video shows how to reach it by building the snake. Torque converter bolts, T55 socket, 85 Newton meters, 62.7 foot-pounds. You can still move the torque converter around to align the bolt holes. The transmission removal video shows how to hold the crankshaft to tighten those bolts. Snug up your transmission cooler lines. The shorter one that has this curve right here is gonna connect to the one that has a 45-degree curve. Hold with a 19 millimeter wrench and tighten with a 22 millimeter wrench. Pop the selector cable back into position. Selector cable 2 bolts, 13 millimeter, 23 Newton meters, 17 foot-pounds. Then get your transmission range switch back into position. It has a dowel right here, dowel right there. Our keys match. It's going to have 2 bolts, and this bolt is going to hold this bracket. 2 bolts, T27, 8 Newton meters, 5.9 foot-pounds. Next is the transmission mount bracket. 3 bolts, with the longest one being this one. Socket size H8, 40 Newton meters, 29.5 foot-pounds. If we replace the transmission mount, go ahead and leave it loose for now. Subframe time. Align your subframe using your jack, and we're going to reconnect the track control link to the subframe. At the rear, we're going to reconnect the guide link, and the bolts, we're going to leave them loose. Both of these are tightened with the weight of the vehicle on the tires. We're also going to leave these 3 bolts at the rear subframe. We're also going to leave them loose. At the engine mount bracket, you're going to stick a 10 millimeter socket into that hole. It's going to align the bracket, it's going to align the subframe, and it's going to align a bracket that sits at the top. So it aligns 3 items. Snug up all the fasteners on this bracket. Snug up the 2 bolts at the transmission mount to subframe, and snug up the 3 bolts at the rear subframe. Do that for both sides. In the following section, we're going to have some torque to yield bolts. These must be replaced. At the engine mount bracket, this nut, 13 millimeter, 23 Newton meters, 17 foot-pounds. These 2 bolts, 18 millimeters, 75 Newton meters, 55.3 foot-pounds. And this long bolt that secures to the subframe, 18 millimeters, 110 newton meters plus 90 degrees, 81 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. It's a torque to yield bolt. At the rear subframe, we have 3 bolts, 18 millimeters. The rear 2 are torqued to 55 newton meters, 40.5 foot-pounds. The front is a torque to yield bolt, 110 newton meters plus 90 degrees, 81 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. Now for the fasteners on the transmission mount. The nut, 15 millimeter socket, 50 newton meters, 36.9 foot-pounds. If the bolt spins on you, you're going to have to hold it from the top with a 16 millimeter wrench. These bolts to the subframe, 13 millimeter, 23 newton meters, 17 foot-pounds. Reconnect the 2 connectors. This bolt for the bracket, you're going to snug it up. Attach your clips to the subframe on both sides. And finally, snug up your noise insulation panel bracket. At the passenger side motor mount bracket, reattach this plastic back onto the engine mount. It's just gonna clip right on there. CV axle to transmission bolts, 6 bolts, M10, 40 newton meters, 29.5 foot-pounds. Don't forget that the passenger side has a bracket, a heat shield at the top of it. At the rear of the transmission, we cleaned up the yoke, cleaned up all the grease, and now we're gonna add our gasket. One side has an adhesive, which is gonna stick to the yoke. So we're gonna peel off the adhesive, and we're gonna stick the gasket like that. That way the holes are showing for the bolts. Then we're gonna add some CV joint grease. I'm using Dorman 03618. They call it CV axle or CV joint grease. And we're just gonna slather all over the place, including on the gasket itself. It's a really big packet, 3 ounces, and we might just end up putting the whole packet on here, maybe 3/4 of it. Don't cover your bolt holes with grease like I did. Line up your index marks, and you're gonna tighten the drive shaft bolts, H6, 55 newton meters, 40.6 foot-pounds. Do your best to torque these. I left them snug. At the front of the vehicle, we have the strut to track control link. The bolts is torqued to 90 newton meters, which is about 66.4 foot-pounds. Sway bar link, the nuts for the sway bar bushing is 13 millimeters, 25 newton meters, 18.4 foot-pounds. Now's a good time to change your end links. The 2 bolts are 16 millimeters, but they have different torque specifications. The top, 50 newton meters plus 90 degrees. Bottom, 40 newton meters plus 90 degrees. We got the vehicle on ramps, and we're going to tighten the track control link to subframe to specifications. It is highly recommended that you replace these components while you're here. We're going to do that in a future video. Look for it on this channel. And finally, tighten the guide link to subframe to specifications. With that complete, we've come full circle to the beginning of the transmission removal video. If you need help installing the front exhaust or setting the correct transmission fluid level, check out these videos. Good luck with your project.